warna hiasnya sualirnya. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This reading is for the full moon in Aquarius taking place for all of us on August 19th, 2024. You don't have to have Aquarius anywhere in your birth chart to be able to watch this reading. What I do is take a look at new moon and full moon energies every month for the collective to see what is happening for all of us around these times, maybe what to help you be aware of. Right? So full moon time is a time where we often will release, let go, change things up, switch things around in our life where we need to in order to kind of create a clean slate for us to, at new moon, receive and also set intentions for new things to come. So it's always curious to me to see what it is we might be switching up, changing, letting go, what it is we might be welcoming in or maybe setting our intentions for to receive at new moon. Again, letting go at full moon and receiving at new moon. So let's go ahead and get the reading started. I always usually begin with an oracle card to see what the main energy and or theme is of this particular, let's say in this case, full moon in Aquarius. But let's see. Full moon Aquarius, what is the main energy or theme? August 19th, 2024. Then I also have the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck. Main energy or theme for this particular full moon in Aquarius. Okay, there's one card. Wow, ancestors. That's a very powerful card. Okay, so the ancestors are involved at this time in some way. They're playing a hand in what's going on for you at this time. Okay, let's grab one more. Theme, main energy for this particular full moon in Aquarius, August 19th, 2024. One card. All right. So we have the ancestors there. Whoa. Yeah. Jeez. Okay. So, I mean, just think about that for a minute. Ancestors and divine timing. Like I said, even before this card came out, I said they have a hand in what's going on with you around this time. So they are, okay, what I got, and that's why I kind of like, I paused for a minute because it hit me, that they are basically orchestrating something for you in your life according to the appropriate time. So they are orchestrating something to arrive in divine timing or to unfold for you in a divine way. This right here is telling me that there's something that has been kind of, this is the image I'm getting, leading up to this moment. Okay. There's been a journey leading up to this moment. And they have protected you, watched over you, guided you every step of the way at arriving at whatever this is at this particular time, at the appropriate time. There were so many, like I said, I was feeling this energy, right? So many measured steps to get to this moment. I heard twists and turns and maybe even a few obstacles along the way, but no matter what happened, you were still arriving on time. Because they had a hand in it. They were working things out on your behalf on the other side. They were looking out for you. That's huge. And the feeling is here, they want you to know it. They want you to know it. They want you to know that they've been watching over you the entire time. They want you to know that they have a hand in what's unfolding for you now. For whatever reason, this is also giving me Wheel of Fortune vibes. They want you to know it. So the feeling is maybe to give them a little credit, okay? for whatever it is that comes through, when it finally comes through, when you have that hindsight where you can look back and see how it all unfolded, you're going to have to give them a little credit. But you're going to be happy to know it, to know that they were always looking out for you, that they had a hand in it, that they weren't going to let you falter, they weren't going to let you fail. It was always going to happen for you. It was always going to, the end result was always going to be the same. There was no way that it could be withheld from you. No matter how many obstacles you came across, no matter how many hurdles you've climbed, nothing can keep you from it. Nothing would be able to. Because you had a force field, is what I'm getting. Yeah. You had a team, right? A support team, a spirit team, a whole football team, right? Basically, of support, looking out for you so you could arrive at this moment. So it feels like there's a culmination point taking place with this full moon in Aquarius. And I know I haven't even pulled over that card, but I'm not really concerned about it. It's funny because they wanted to come out first, right? Like I said, I was getting a feeling they want you to know that they had a hand in it. When you arrive at this moment, you have that hindsight. Yes, please pat yourself on the back, but also give them a little credit. I'm hearing to say, create an altar if you don't have one already for your ancestors, to give them thanks. Give them libations, give them, you know, sweet things or things that they liked in the earthly life, you know, as an offering of gratitude. Yeah, that's wild. Okay, let's take a look. Impasse, reflect, and redirect your energy. Now, remember I was getting the vibe of like obstacles, hurdles, right? Hurdles. Right, there's a hurdle for the squirrel. The other thing that this is giving me is there's a hurdle, but we know that the squirrel can jump over this stone wall if he really wanted to, right? Sometimes we perceive things as a blockage or being at an impasse or nothing making headway. But again, all those stumbling blocks, all those hurdles we've climbed were all purposeful to help you arrive at whatever this is at the time that you were supposed to, no sooner, no later. There was a divine time of a moment when you were supposed to arrive at your destination. Had you arrived sooner, something could have gone wrong. Had you arrived later, something could have gone wrong. You were meant to arrive at that thing, that accomplishment, that purpose, that manifestation, whatever it is. You were meant to arrive at it. There's an appointed time for it. You are meant to arrive at it at that moment. So you may have been perceiving your hurdles, your obstacles, your blockages, all the mountains you climbed along the way as setbacks, but they weren't. And the reason why I say that too is because look at the squirrel. He sees the wall. Yeah, it's a blockage, but is he really experiencing it as a, is he experiencing it as a blockage when he's fed? He's still collecting his bounty. You know, it's like he's not hurting in a way. There's a temporary delay, but again, the delays were feeling purposeful to you so you could arrive exactly when you were supposed to. Because if it happened at any other moment, something could go wrong. That's why it's saying reflect and redirect your energy. What you perceive as an obstacle at this time is not. Because you're still arriving where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be, at the appointed time. I also feel like this is saying that sometimes these blockages, these hindrances, they appear to get in our way. But in all reality, it's not what it appears to be. Surface level, it doesn't. It's not what it appears to be. You see how the path is blocked by this wall? The squirrel can go over it. He can jump over it. He can climb over it. Actually, he could use that tree right there to get to the other side. So sometimes it requires a little ingenuity on our part, right? To perceive or change our mindset about the things happening around us. So if around this full moon you feel at an impasse, where maybe even I'm getting to a Wands energy where you're like, do I go this way? Do I go that way? What do I do? Which way do I go? Because now I have this energy I'm confronted with. I'm being confronted with something. How do I work around it? It requires a little ingenuity to figure it out. But the thing is, you can. And that's why it says reflect and redirect your energy, because you can figure this out. It's not as challenging or difficult as it appears to be surface level. It could be that the very thing that you're confronted with or you're at an impasse about is what is needed to kind of get the wheels turning, right? I was picking up Wheel of Fortune. To get the wheels spinning and turning to kind of give you a workaround for the right reasons. For a purpose. There's a reason why it's happening. There's a reason why you're being confronted with this, maybe at this full moon. It's so that way you can get the wheel spinning and you can find another way. Because where there's a will, there is a way. But I also say to trust the nudges that you get and receive, because they're actually coming from, yes, your higher self and you. Yes, you and your higher self, your future self, in co-creation, right, with other energies that are supporting you. Could be your ancestors, if you believe in guides, if you believe in a spirit team, right? There's these universal forces and energies that are working with you to help you arrive at something when you're supposed to, at an appointed time. And that's the thing. At the appointed time. There's an appointed time for your arrival at a specific destination. We see that you're already on a path. So we know you're taking steps in the direction, on a journey somewhere to arrive at something at an appointed time. And if you're confronted with something at this full moon, please know that things are not as they appear to be surface level. There's something else going on here. And that's going to help you get your wheels spinning to kind of redirect your energy to focus on, there's a reason why this is happening. I trust that my higher self is going to help me figure it out. And then it's boom, that very thing, that very aha moment, okay? That you arrive at because you allowed yourself to reflect and redirect your energy, and you suddenly arrive at the answer as far as how to work around this thing. But the blockage that you perceive isn't, it's not what it looks like, surface level. The feeling is to advise you to shift the perspective about it. It's actually feeling like a stepping stone, a necessary pivot or redirection, detour. Yes, thank you. A necessary detour to help you arrive at the appointed time. Okay, I have the influence of the angels. Tarot is what I'm using for you. Let's see, 3 tarot cards. If I need more cards, I will grab off to the side. Sometimes I even look underneath the deck. Okay, so we know that the ancestors are involved. They have their hands in it. They want you to know it. Know that you're supported. Know that they're helping to work you around any obstacles or blockages that you may currently be struggling with. Things that are hindering your path, okay? Things that are hindering your path, they are helping you to find a way around it. All in divine timing. The Ace of Cups. Maybe this thing that you are on the journey to arrive at has to do with the greatest wish on your heart, possibly for some of you. It could be some of you that the wish or the desire on your heart, the thing that would fill your cup is love, you know, that is your desire. But then again, paths are meant to collide at an appointed time between you and another. You can't rush the process of that. But you definitely do have new energy coming your way, new love coming your way, something big on your heart. The door is being opened in a new way to that thing. Something that's going to fill your cup, make your heart swell. Your cup runneth over. Okay, that is the Ace of Cups. It is also a cleansing, a healing, and a renewal energy. So something is renewing in your life. New energy, new doors are being opened up to you. And when they open up to you, they could very well bring something big on your heart. Okay, this is a new chapter. And you might have had, like I said, you might have had some obstacles along the way. Things kind of hindering the path. But those were all kind of purposeful to arrive at the appointed time of this thing on your heart and to then open a new door for you toward it or in the direction of it. 10 of Wands, yeah, closing out of a chapter. The letting go and releasing of the burden of maybe the very thing that's been hindering the path towards the thing on your heart or the new chapter that you've been desiring in your journey. So, considering that full moons are about releasing, letting go, right? It makes sense that this door is trying to open up to you, but you've been burdened by a lot of things. You've been carrying the weight and the yoke of many things, maybe of the past. Dealing with many hindrances and being overworked, maybe. Stretching yourself too thin. Maybe you've been struggling. That's what the 10 of Wands is about. It's about the struggle. And I mentioned that in the beginning where I said, you know, these things, these mountains you've been climbing, you know, it's been difficult. Yeah, challenging, sure, 10 of Wands, to arrive at the thing on your heart or this new beginning. But again, none of those things felt like they were, yeah, they felt like they were purposeful, not meant to harm you or hurt you in any way. It was just that, you know, sometimes, you know, these things happen, but it's because we're meant to arrive at a specific time. It could also be that, you know, you had to do the work also to release the things that would keep you from your heart's desire. Woundings, traumas, you know, past life or past stories. Yeah, past life traumas possibly. But also stories that we've told ourselves for many years. The narratives that we run in our own mind, body, heart, spirit, and even subconscious. You got to drop those. You got to let those go. That's why it says, you know, with the 10 of Wands, I always say release the yoke. You know, you're not a beast of burden to be carrying that around with you anymore. Because there's this trying to come your way and flow to you with ease. But we got to let this here go, right? 10 of Wands, whatever we've been struggling with. Also, the number 10 is a closing out of a cycle, the completion of one. So, yeah, you can't have a new beginning without letting go of the past, or you can't close, you can't open one door without closing another. So you're on the threshold of something. You're on the threshold of something new. But this full moon has to let go of those last vestiges of whatever you've been carrying around, so you can redirect your energy, find a workaround, right? Find a way around and through. So you'll have this feeling as you'll have a breakthrough moment. But there's something that needs to be freed first, or let go first, because it's already here. You see, it's already on its way to you. See, the thing is that the little cherubs are about to drop the heart in the cup. They're about to. That's the thing. Your heart's desire is about to be delivered to you. It's about to be placed in your cup. And then when it gets placed in the cup flows over, right? It overflows. And that's this energy of emotional, like, fulfillment and gratitude and, you know, understanding in the moment. Because you're overwhelmed with so much love, right? Whether it be from spirit, right? Could be from your ancestors. Maybe overwhelmed and filled with so much emotion, love, and gratitude, where, you know, your heart is full. It's about to get dropped in the cup. And when it does, be prepared to be overwhelmed by the love that you feel upon receiving your heart's desire. And also know that your higher self, your ancestors, your future self, right? It's all working in cahoots to bring it to you, to deliver it to you. So your heart swells to the point of bursting and flowing over. Overflow. That's what this is saying. At the point of time you arrive at it, or it arrives to you, and the heart is just gonna burst into this overwhelming feeling of love. Love from the universe, love from your higher self, love from the ancestors, gratitude, and the burden can finally be let go, right? You won't be carrying around the weight of the past anymore. Because I also feel like some of the weight of the past, maybe you've been healing it, you've been working on it, clearing it, right? Because Ace of Cups can also be very cathartic. You've been working on clearing it. You've encountered a few struggles and impasses along the way, but nonetheless, you've trudged on. You've remained still. You've persevered. You've managed to get through a lot of obstacles along the journey at arriving at the appointed time. I apologize also for my bratty dogs barking at everything. It's almost impossible sometimes to get through a reading without something annoying them. Anyhow, let's go ahead and pull over this other card. 5 of Swords. Yeah, talk about challenges, right? Challenges. I also feel like this is saying, cut yourself free, walk away to find your peace. Okay? I am going to grab another one. Some of you have had to do that. There's also this feeling of defeat that comes from the 5 of Swords. Okay? Sometimes along the journey, we can feel defeated. Like I said, you arrive at an impasse, a blockage, a hindrance, And, you know, again, the ancestors are saying it's not what it appears to be. Remember, it's not. And this is a reminder in this reading. If you come across an obstacle at this full moon, or you're struggling to let something go, or you're struggling to find a workaround to a situation that you're confronted with, and you're being challenged by, with the Five of Swords, a lot of people, a lot of responsibility with the Ten of Wands, a lot of weight on your shoulders. If you feel like you can't catch a break or get ahead, it is not what it appears to be. You may feel defeated, but it's not what it appears to be. And that's why it's saying to reflect and redirect your energy. Something with the number 5 is also changing. That's a number of change. 10, a number of endings and conclusions. So you are concluding something that has drug out for so long, and you're tired. You might feel worn out, 10 of Wands. You might also feel a little defeated. But you still have new energy trying to come your way. The heart, the thing on your heart, is trying to be dropped into your cup. And in the midst of you going through a difficult time or struggling with something, for some of you, or feeling like you can't get ahead, right? In the middle of feeling those very human feelings, you don't realize how everything is working out according to, and I know some of you can't stand it, but divine timing. You know, like some of us don't like to hear, divine timing, that's bullshit, blah, 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 right? We've all been cynical about it, about divine timing. You know, it's just one of those things where we get jaded, right? We get jaded, me included. Let's just keep it real. But again, I can't help but feel this thing is about to get dropped into your cup. And the minute it does, your heart will overflow with so much feeling of love and support through everything. You'll realize, first of all, you were never alone. The ancestors always had your back. And they were just helping you to arrive at the appointed time and place as needed to arrive at your heart's desire. No sooner, no later. This is also saying that it's okay to release, let go, and walk away from what is causing you strife with the Five of Swords. Whether it be thoughts in your own mind, again, the narratives we tell ourselves, whether it be disruption with people, conflicts with people, places, and things that just don't resonate with you anymore. It's okay to cut yourself free. Release yourself from those burdens. Cut yourself out of those entanglements. It's okay. Because in order to free yourself up, mind, body, heart, spirit, you almost have to. It could be that there are things like that are kind of hindering the path as well. And it's like the sooner you free yourself up of them, the sooner you let them go, the sooner the thing on your heart can arrive, is also what I'm getting. I'm going to grab another one. Yeah, again, just confirming the conflict and the challenges, right? Conflicts with others, conflicts of head and heart, within oneself. It could be internal conflicts, external conflicts with others, maybe in the workplace as well. Maybe some of you are considering leaving a job. That's possible. And maybe it's been a challenge to release something. But I also feel like this full moon is saying, well, it's got to happen now. You got to release this now. Because they're like hanging on the edge, trying to deliver that thing on your heart to you. I feel like this Five of Wands is just confirming the Five of Swords. Okay. That's all it was doing. So what I'm going to do is put that there. Because to me, they kind of, they kind of resonate off each other, go hand in hand. Yeah. This, right, like I said, they're on the edge of trying to deliver this thing to you. But there's some challenge or conflict you might be experiencing at this full moon that you might be confronted with. It's going to require that you release yourself from those things, people, places, things, scenarios, environments that don't resonate with your heart, because it's not allowing the space for this to arrive. Okay, so that's the guidance. And again, the sooner you let it go, the sooner you can be freed up to receive what it is that your heart wants. But again, you've also gone through what you've gone through. A lot of it has been because the timing wasn't right. And there is an appointed time for that thing on your heart. Absolutely. But let go now so you can receive it. Yeah. I mean, so you can move forward, right? So you can move forward. Knights are action, speed, momentum, movement, travel. And look at this little angel right here holding the compass. Again, ancestors always guiding you right and true. Always guiding you in the direction of true north with the compass. The Knight of Wands follows his inspiration, his nudges from spirit. If you're feeling the nudge to let something go, don't hesitate with him. His energy would never hesitate. Letting this go right here is all to help move you forward, Knight of Wands, in the direction of your purpose, of the way that spirit is nudging you or inspiring you, because moving in the direction of that or going in the direction of that is where your heart resides. Okay, where the thing on your heart resides. Finding a way around the obstacles, the challenges, releasing what needs letting go. Moving in the direction of your intuitive nudges, taking inspired action with the Knight of Wands after you've dropped the dead weight, right? Helps move you that much closer to the thing on your heart being plunked, right? Like that in your cup. Because there's a new beginning trying to open up to you, but there's these little things hindering and in the way. But once you drop it and let it go, you're able to move forward freely. Because there's a purpose and a plan for you to arrive, right? This is you traveling and arriving at this appointed time and place in the direction of the thing on your heart. Again, following true north. Let's see if we can get one more card. Okay, so we have the Five of Pentacles. Yikes, okay. Again, more fives. What the hell? Let's see if we can get one more. I need to understand what this is about. It's getting complex now. 555. Whew. Number of change. Five of Pentacles feels lack and loss. The thing is that what you're leaving behind, what you're letting go, what you're releasing with that 10 of Wands, you might think, yeah, that's what these two things are saying. You might think that you are losing something. Sorry. You think that you might be losing something in the letting go, but you're not. Again, it's all perception. Reflect and redirect your energy. That's what these two cards are saying. In the moving away from this, you might feel that you're losing something with the Five of Pentacles, but you're not. You're cutting the dead weight to make space for the very thing that you want on your heart, you know? But we can get in our head and feel like, well, if I let this go, okay, think of the sunk cost fallacy, right? We keep pushing towards something, or we keep trying to hold on to something that's run its course out of a feeling of losing out or lack or loss, because we've already invested so much time and energy into that scenario, situation, place, or thing, or person, or relationship, whatever the hell it may be. This is giving vibes of sunk cost fallacy right here. But it's the very thing that we're holding on to that's holding us back. That's what this is saying. And Spirit's trying to help you move forward in the direction of your true north. But part of you might think you've lost out on something as a result of letting it go. But that's not the case. That might be the impression that it gives you, but you haven't lost out on a damn thing. Because if it was causing you all this, what was it that you were really losing out on? Right? More struggle. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it kind of speaks for itself that way. There's a perception of lacking something here in the letting go of it. Ah, dang. Okay. Yes, that situation has run its course, is done and over with. I mean, come on. The world is such a card of graduation, level up, and success. Am I not right? That's what it is. You completed that cycle. You learned all you needed to learn in that situation. Don't hold yourself back by trying to hold on to it. This is the full moon where you let go. Really let go. To arrive at your heart's desire, because the gateway is already open. The doorway, the portal is already opened to you. But you might still be holding on to something that's kind of hindering it from fully being plunked into your cup, right? Or dropped into your lap, or placed into your hands. You might be hindering yourself from arriving at it. But if that's not the case, then these little impasses, these hiccups and things and struggles and hustles along the way, they were all still helping you to arrive where you've always been meant to be at the appointed time and place. But you might be perceiving a sense of loss and lack or failure even. But that's the thing. It's like Spirit doesn't see it as a failure. You're still moving forward in the direction of true north, whether you feel that way about the situation or not. I feel like the Five of Pentacles is saying you don't really see it that way. You don't perceive it that way. You see it as a failure. You see it as a lack, or you're lacking something, or you're losing something, right? But the world is here to say, you're still leveling up. You're still graduating. You're still a success, whether you see yourself that way or not. Because it's a card of loss and lack. Let's be real. That's why it says here, reflect, redirect your energy, maybe change your mindset. What you see as obstacles, blockages, and this, that, and the other, or feeling like, you know, you can't get ahead, or you can't catch a break. You know, you might be really feeling down about the situation. All the while not realizing, look, look, that's crazy. You're going through all this right here, right now. You're going through all this. You're feeling all this all the while. The door, the portal, the opening to your heart's desire is there. And you're still moving in the direction of your success, of your level up at the point of time and place when you were supposed to conclude the previous stories of your life. Exactly when you were meant to. I feel like the last cycle has been challenging as all hell. But that's coming to a close now. Because this door is opened. Portal is open to your heart's desires. It's opened. But the release of the last cycle has been a challenge. We see it here. And it appears as if nothing's going right or nothing's moving in the right direction. The thing is, you are. Look how similar this energy is, right? You're still arriving at the appointed time and place. You're still moving in the direction of true north. No matter what challenges you face, in the arriving at it, you're still arriving at it. You're still arriving at this conclusion, this completion of a cycle. So let go to let in, to put this behind you finally. I feel like, you know, the door is open for you to receive. And this beautiful energy of the world is like, I'm ready to hand it to you, right? I'm ready to hand it to you. I'm ready to give you your flowers. Hand you your flowers. I'm ready to give you your laurels. You know, because the world is usually depicted with a laurel wreath. While the laurel wreath is about success, victory, triumph. You're about to arrive at this triumphant achieving moment. And the thing is, I always try to remind everybody with the World card, it's a completion of a cycle. Whether it was good, bad, or ugly, doesn't matter what the cycle was. The fact is, you've completed it successfully. It doesn't matter the tone that last cycle took. The world is saying, no matter how it was, how it felt, how good, how beautiful, how challenging it was, it's irrelevant. The fact is that you've graduated. You leveled up. You've accomplished it. You concluded it. You finished what you needed to do. You learned what you needed to learn. You've gotten through that part. The hard part is over. The world is congratulating you here in this reading. You've been persevering. You've been pushing through the hard and difficult, challenging aspects of the last cycle. And all the while, despite how difficult it's been, you were successfully healing, mending, concluding, clearing, transcending so much. So you can arrive and triumph successfully, arriving at your heart's desire. Here's your award, your reward, your trophy, your laurels, your flowers, you know. You receive those things when you've accomplished something. That's what this reading is about. You're about to accomplish something, all at an appointed time, and nothing you have ever been through has ever, for one moment, been in vain. If it taught you what it needed to teach you, it brought you what it needed to bring you. And you'll have a moment of hindsight. Like I said, you'll look back and you'll reflect on what it taught you, what it brought you. You'll have this moment of understanding and clarity when you receive your flowers, you receive your accolades, you receive your triumph, you receive your victory, you receive your reward, your award, your reward, your acknowledgments, your laurels, right? You'll have this moment and it'll all hit you like a freaking ton of bricks with that Ace of Cups. And it'll wash over you with this overwhelming sense of emotion, love. And you'll know how freaking loved you are. You might not see it now, right? Because sometimes that 5 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, you know, 5 of Wands, like you literally have all the 5s on the table. So lots of change, lots of changes, okay? You might not see it or feel how loved you are. You might have felt like very much left alone in the last cycle, like doing it all by yourself, but you weren't. Not a single moment were you ever left alone or abandoned throughout your challenges. You were not. And it is going to hit you when you arrive at your reward, your award. okay, with the world, it's going to hit you so hard. Because you're going to have to, when you arrive and you're actually holding the thing in your hand, the thing on your heart in your hand, you're going to be forced, in hindsight, to look back on all the shit you've done and been through, okay, that you've experienced. You're going to have to look back on it to get where you are, right? Like all the shit you've had to do to get to the point of where you are right in this moment, right? We have to look back. It's hindsight. It's kind of like it hits us. And we're forced to look back on what we've been through, what we've done, what we, had to experience to get to this point of triumph. It's a very humbling moment, but when you are forced to kind of look back, it's going to hit you right here with all this emotion. Don't be surprised if you cry some ugly tears, have snot dripping down your face, running down your nose, okay? At how overwhelmed you will become and get worked up with, because the love is going to hit you hard. That overwhelming sense of love and support is going to hit you really hard when you arrive here at the appointed time. Crazy. Okay, well, this is pretty intense, yeah. And then also, I just heard, when you get to the graduation, when you get to the award, the reward, the accolades, the triumph, the success, it's going to be humbling, yes. But also be proud of your journey. Be proud of yourself. Because I can see with the Knight of Wands that you've pushed through. You've kept moving forward despite your challenges. Be proud of your journey. Know that your accolades, your triumph is well-deserved. Be proud of yourself. Because the ancestors are definitely proud of you. Because it's like, they're looking down from the outside in. They literally have front row seats to the journey of your life, okay? And they've seen it all right there with you. They've experienced it with you. They're watching in real time. The feeling is this isn't easy for them either, to watch all your hardships and all you've had to go through, all you've had to do, all that you've had to survive to get to this point. They're living it and feeling it right with you. They felt your pain. They felt your struggles. And the feeling is also that their promise, the one thing that they kind of keep, they keep rooting for you. That's the thing. They keep rooting for you is what I'm getting. Constantly your biggest cheerleaders. And it's like, if only you could see how they keep rooting for you from the other side, it would motivate you to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep persevering. And the one thing that they find comfort in is the fact that they know how it ends. Your higher self also knows how it ends. you know? They know what the end result is. They know what the award, the reward, and the laurels and the flowers look like. They know what it all looks like. They know what the appointed time, destination, place looks like. They know what the final result is. So, of course, they're going to keep cheering you on because they know what you're about to arrive at. Okay. You know, I have this deck over here and I'm like, should I look underneath the deck? I usually do sometimes. Oh, well, when I feel a push, right? Let's look at these three first and then. Aha, look at that. Right? Look at all this toxic bullshit that needs to be let go. That's what this full moon is doing. It's getting all of that, those impurities out of your life. That's why we have the 10 of Wands, you dropping the yoke, letting go of the burdens that are holding you back or weighing you down, releasing yourself from toxic people, places, situations, environments, maybe work environments, maybe even toxic patterns and paradigms or previous narratives, you know, the ideas of lack and loss. Those are all negative energies and forces that had to be cleared and released so you can then arrive at your graduation, level up, and your heart's desire. So we already established that. We know that. Again, another confirmation of you being guided, another compass, right? Being guided in the right direction, in the direction of true north. So we know that the ancestors have your back. We know that they are looking out for you and guiding you, right and true. We know that. So we have the guidance of the ancestors, higher self, future self, all working in cahoots together to help you arrive and move in the direction of these things. Again, sometimes it could be your own perception of a situation that's clouding your judgment and making you feel that you're losing or lacking something or missing out on something by letting something go, but that is not the case. Yeah, because all the right elements are coming together to create a perfect environment to help a seed that you've planted grow. It could be that the seed itself is the very thing on your heart, but when things are coming together to create the perfect conditions and situation for something to thrive, right? It's being nurtured. And there's a bond of elements, right? The heat from the sun, the soil, the air. You also have the water. There's all these elements bonding together, coming together to create a nurturing environment for a seed that you've planted. So, yeah. All to arrive at it. All right, let's take a look underneath the surface to see what the underlying energy is. I say it's usually a hidden influence or energy that maybe we're not fully aware of because it's underneath the deck and we can't see it. But, you know, some of us may be very much aware of what's hiding underneath the surface. But I was also getting the vibe, funny enough, I was getting the vibe that things aren't what they seem, right? So why am I getting the feeling that this card may kind of hint at what it is that we're not really fully perceiving? Because sometimes when we come across hurdles and obstacles, you know, it's like, what the hell's going on here? It's kind of like an iceberg, right? You can see what's surface level, but there's also a whole other piece of it underneath the water's surface that you can't quite make out. And I was saying that you might come across or be confronted with some obstacles or hindrances along the path. But at first, it's not what it seems. Just know that when you approach it, it's not really what it looks like. It's not what it seems. There's something else hidden underneath the surface. Oh, shit. Okay. So, remember when I said this was giving me vibes of the Wheel of Fortune? Okay. There you go. Underneath the surface, something big is shifting and changing for you. Okay? The wheel is spinning and turning right now. And you're in the middle of a major shift and change. That's what's happening. The tide is turning. You're in the midst of it. And as you the universe kind of throws you a curveball and you're confronted with it, you feel like you're at an impasse also. It's not what it seems. You're being moved And you kind of, with this card, you just kind of have to go with the flow of what's happening. Okay, you have to go with the flow of what's happening. Whew. Yeah, that's wild. Again, number 10, another 10, right? We have the 10 of Wands. We also have the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune. It's basically, you know, an ending or completion of a cycle. Underneath the surface, that's what's happening. And the tide is turning and moving you and shifting you in a different way. And sometimes there's unexpected change or things we're confronted with in the process of getting to our final destination at the appointed time and place. We're thrown a curveball. But I also feel like if you experience something that you weren't prepared for, because if you're being thrusted into some changes that were unexpected with the Wheel of Fortune and all these fives on the table, again, just realize it's not what it seems at first. You know, there's something else going on here. Your ancestors, again, may have a hand in it. But it's literally, this is happening to redirect you. Again, reflect and redirect your energy. I feel like there's a, like, I don't know, you might hop a timeline or something with that Wheel of Fortune card. I think whatever unexpected obstacle could literally hop you onto another timeline where your heart's desire resides and the accolades, the achievement, the laurels are received. You know? So many crazy things are changing for you. And maybe they have been even for a long time. Maybe this last cycle has been dragging itself out. And it's been rough. So even if these unexpected impasses or hindrances, even if they don't pop up exactly at the full moon, right? These are things maybe that you have already, for some of you, have been already experiencing for some time. Remember, full moons are a culmination point. A lot of times it's energy that's already been working itself through and out for the last couple months. It's usually a 6-month time frame. Right? So these are things you've already been experiencing, I feel, for some of you. For some of you, you might have, you know, you might be confronted with these things around this particular full moon time. But I feel like some of you have already been confronting them along the way for the last 6 months before arriving at this full moon. The thing is that with that Wheel of Fortune happening underneath the surface, you got to kind of just let Spirit take the wheel. Because it's trying to lead you to your fortune. And we know you're about to achieve something over here. You had to release in the last cycle with this Wheel of Fortune all this toxic shit. Right? And I could see that here. But you've been moving through it with power and energy. Trusting your true north. And believe me when I say, whatever it is you've had to let go or release or purge or whatever the hell, you know, don't cry over it. Don't mourn over it. You haven't lost a damn thing by letting it go. It was needed. It was necessary to release that, to make space for what you're about to achieve at the appointed time, right? It's crazy. I did say Wheel of Fortune. That was giving me Wheel of Fortune vibes. It's a clock, I mean, but that looks like a clock too. There's so much like synchronicity in the cards as well, because you have this and then you have the compass, right? Yeah. And then you have this circle here, circle of the wheel. I'm glad I freaking looked under there. All right, let's grab a final oracle card. This is a really, whew. This is a heavy one, right? Oh, I have this whole thing upside down. Final oracle card. Also consider Aquarius energy is visionary. The thing on your heart, the thing you've envisioned for your life, right? The seeds that you've planted, you've envisioned them. You've held them on your heart. You've bonded them to your heart, to your soul, to your subconscious. You've created a nurturing environment to sustain it, to help it grow. Yeah. And you've been nurtured as well, despite the challenges, because this little squirrel he's fed. Even though he's experienced obstacles, he's still been supported and taken care of. Despite the challenges that are arriving at your victory and your success. All right, final oracle. The thing is, at Wheel of Fortune, sometimes, you know, I always say it's the roulette wheel at the casino, because you throw the ball, you know, and you have no idea where the ball or what number that ball is going to land on. And in the midst of it doing its thing, hopping around the ball before it settles, your whole life is kind of up in the air. It could be that for maybe the last 6 months, or maybe upon this full moon, you're confronted with something that throws your whole life up in the air. And you have no idea where these things are taking you. You know, something changes and shifts suddenly and unexpectedly. Again, life throwing you a curveball. And you don't know where it's all leading you to. But again, up front, you're confronted with all this shift and change. And you're like, shit, what the hell is happening? But again, it's not what it seems. Again, the end result is the same. Is what, you know, the divine timing is all about. It's you're still arriving at the appointed time and place. So show yourself some grace is what I'm hearing. When you feel confronted with a certain unexpected turn of events, Wheel of Fortune, it's not what it seems. Remember the iceberg, right? It looks a certain way, surface level, but deep down, there's something else going on. And deep down, despite what you can perceive, you're still moving, Knight of Wands, in the direction of your appointed time, place, and your success. Alrighty, there you go. I don't know. I don't know how much more confirmation of the changes that are taking place. You have 555 on the table, okay? You have 2 10s. The change, okay, with the 5s, definitely major change in your life. And then you have the closing out of a major cycle as well with the 10s. You know, 10s are completion, so something new can begin. This is also the last card in the Major Arcana. So, we know that the new beginning is on its way. We know it. Again, it's about to be dropped in the cup. And you're going to be hit with so much emotion when you finally receive it, arrive at the appointed time and place. It's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. You have to do a life review. You're going to have to look back on your life. And you're going to have to like kind of sit with yourself and look back at how you got here. Okay? And it's going to hit you hard. Again, I'm telling you, be prepared for that. Ugly tears. Okay? It's not running down your face. That kind of thing. Okay, so let's take a look at this, the change. All right, we know it's happening though. We see it on the table, right? It's wild. Change, change, change. All these 5s. You know, whenever you hit a ending, that's a change. Conclusion, that's a change. A shifting of the guard, a turning of the wheel. Oh my gosh. This reading's wild. Heavens. Shit, you know, kudos to you guys for having stuck it out this long, because I know it's a long one. I know it's a long one. Let's see. I read directly from the book. Throughout time, people have looked to the heavens for signs, and in the ever-changing movement of the clouds, they have seen shapes and forms that seem to be direct messages from the Creator. Clouds are shapeshifters, something shifting, okay? Their essence is the same, but they can change from mist to rain to ice to snow to water. The transient nature of clouds lends the understanding that life is transitory and ever-shifting or changing, right? The sacred landscape wants you to know it's okay to change your mind. It's all right to change directions. You can let something go and change your direction and move in the direction of the way you feel inspired with that Knight of Wands. Absolutely. You can say over here, enough is enough. I'm tired of this shit and I'm going to change my course. I'm going to move forward with how I feel inspired. And that's it. Because it feels like the right thing to do. Yeah, I agree with that. This is the time to put the needs. Yeah, you don't need to be consistent. I'm going to start over. It's okay to change your mind. It's all right to change directions. You don't need to be consistent. This is the time to put the needs and expectations of others. Ooh, wait a minute here. Look at all these people, right? Trying to get in your way. Look at this shit. Right? No, we don't have time for that. You're not losing out on anything. If you're breaking up friendships or cutting ties with jobs, you know, dropping weight of what's burdening you in regards to people, places, things, and scenarios, you're not losing a damn thing, even though it might make you feel like that, but you're not. Yeah. This is a time to put the needs and expectations of others aside, because that Five of Wands, Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles oftentimes can talk about other people too. You don't need to follow tradition. Create your own traditions. You are free to express yourself and let your spirit fly. Look at the two white horses here. Okay. Look at that. Yeah, this is you moving forward, flying free. Be daring. Go beyond predictable behavior. Just because something has always been done a certain way doesn't mean that it needs to continue to be done that way. You can't control the exact circumstances of your life, but you can control what meaning you give to them. Select meanings that empower you, for this is the time to be carefree, wild, and unpredictable. Yeah. Switch something up. Change something up where you need to. That's exactly what the energy of a full moon does. If you feel prompted to let something go, move in another direction, change something because you're getting the nudge with the Knight of Wands, please listen to that, because you finding a way to work around something that has been bothering you, something that has been hindering you, or creating an impasse, or you might have a choice to make. Do I go this way? Do I go that way? This is the time to kind of stir the pot, okay? To create a catalyst. Again, I was saying in the reading that it's that very thing that you need, right? This very shakeup or the very thing that's bothering you or getting in your way is actually the catalyst to help you find a way around a situation that's not working. So you can pivot and move in the direction of your success. There's a workaround. You're being confronted with it so you can find a way around the things that have been holding you back or hindering your journey. That's what this is. This is motivating you that if you're confronted with something, do the thing. Switch it up. Shake something up. Because that's what's needed to promote the change as well. So you can arrive at this. And your ancestors, your higher self, your spirit team are all helping to guide you where you need to be, when you need to be there, at the point of time and place. All these hiccups, it feels like, are just stepping stones to get you to the appointed time and place, to the end result, to the change that is needed. And along the way, you've had to let go of a lot of BS, a lot of crap, a lot of toxic stuff to clear the way so you can arrive. Because you've been on this journey for a while. All right, if you're not familiar with my readings, I do roll the dice for angel numbers. The angel numbers that show up can confirm a lot of what is already said in the reading and or provide you with additional message. I love it when it does confirm word for word what has, you know, been said in the reading. That's always, you know, again, extra confirmation. But again, like I said, sometimes it can give you something that you need personally in the moment. Do your research, find a source that you trust. If it speaks to your heart, go with that one. Let that one be your guide. There's many on the internet. I never like to, I guess, provide a source because it could be one, you know, in all honesty, that you do not like. That's why I say take the journey. Let one speak to your heart, go with that one. Also take the journey for yourself to research your numbers because you might come across other signs, synchronicity, serendipity that spirit needs you to find. I never, you know, kind of want to get in the way of that experience. So I say do your own research, find a source that you trust, because you might be taking down other rabbit holes that are needed for the remainder of your journey. Likewise, I always try to remind everybody also to please refrain from putting the number interpretations in the comment section for the same reason. We want to give everybody a chance to find their own magic. So let's see what is the angel number for this impactful, right? Wow. Reading for this full moon in Aquarius, August 19th, 2024. 12. 1. 9. So 1219, go ahead and look up that number, see what it brings to you. I'm also going to tell you to look up, what is it? Oh yeah, 1055 and 555. Okay. Check out those numbers. I'll actually just go ahead and put them in the screen for you as well. So see what those numbers bring to you. Much love to you wherever you are. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. Leave me a comment, like, share, subscribe to support this channel. Maybe even consider joining my channel membership for exclusive content and readings I put out for members only. You could also take supporting my channel, what I do here, a step further by visiting my Etsy store. Link is down below in the description box. Pay me a visit. I have starseed t-shirts I design myself. I have handmade crystal jewelry I make by hand. I also sometimes refurbish old vintage jewelry, so you can find some cool pieces like that. Sometimes I do have personal readings available for everybody who's interested when I have the time. And what else am I saying? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I have moldavite and things like that in the shop too, in case you're interested in crystals like that. So much love to you wherever you are. Again, thank you for spending time with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Your support means the world to me. Have a beautiful and wonderful full moon. Take care and always keep shining.